Hello and welcome to Wisdom Bites. Hope you're well. Thank you once again for joining us. Very much appreciated. In today's video, I'm going to show you a very long-term trend line for Ethereum that no one that I know of has ever shown you for Ethereum on any YouTube channel. It's a trend line that will make you a pile of money as long as you have a 2 to 3 year timeline. And it's my job to bring it to your attention to help you make the life-changing amounts of money that we all want in this crypto space. So in today's video, I'm going to focus mainly on Ethereum. However, before I get to Ethereum, I want to bring you up to date with Bitcoin in relation to the red line on the Bitcoin investor tool that I was showing you last time round. Have we managed to get up to that scratch? As you can see quite clearly, we haven't yet hit it. I'll bring you up to date with that. I'll also bring you up to date with NEO, saying that it will more than likely double and triple within the next 3 to 4 weeks. Well, we're on 2 weeks now, and we've already now doubled in price because the price I gave you for the tip was at 24, that as soon as it breaks this neckline here, we're more than likely going to double and triple within the next 3 to 4 weeks. So we've already doubled that. So I'll bring you up to date with that particular asset. So if that sounds interesting, without further ado, get your popcorn and get your Snickers bars with a cup of tea, sit yourself down and let's get cracking. Before I do, as usual, the normal polite reminder that this video is for educational purposes only and not to be taken as financial advice, as I'm not a financial advisor. I hope and I expect everyone to do your wider research before making any investment decisions. So with that out of the way, fasten your seatbelts and let's get cracking. Okay, let's start off with Bitcoin, and I'm using the Bitcoin investor tool. In the last video, as you can see, the price action was quickly running up to this red line here. And I said that with a very high degree of probability that we will more than likely correct at this point based on the previous historical chart patterns with this particular indicator. So the question now is, have we actually hit the red line here? Let's have a quick close look at this price action. As you can see, we've not quite hit the red line. In the last video, this red line was at 57,000. Currently, obviously it's moving up. It's a daily chart, so it's moving up on a daily basis, and it's now currently at 58,800. So if we hit 58,800, then we have a possibility that this line is going to reject the price action and we may have a correction on our hands. Currently, as you can see, the price action hasn't quite hit the red line yet. It can happen at any time. It can happen today, tomorrow, in the next few days, but we'll just have to wait and see and what happens to the price when we hit the red line here. As I showed you in the last video, we can expect a rejection at these points here, just like the previous bull market. Is it a certainty? Of course not. Anything can happen with Bitcoin. As we've seen with the historical chart patterns, there is a high degree of probability that we're going to get rejected at these points. My reasoning for the price action to be rejected at this red line is based on 3 things. Firstly, that at the current level, we're at the $1 trillion market capitalization for Bitcoin. And because it's a big round number, just like when we got to the $100 billion mark with Bitcoin, we got rejected there at the $5,500 level. Secondly, this line has historically proved to be a point of correction in the majority of cases in the past 10 years, as I showed you in the last video. And thirdly, there is a bearish divergence on the daily chart as well as the weekly chart, as you can see quite clearly here. So this is the daily chart, but also on the weekly chart, there is also a bearish divergence there and there. So let's wait and see what happens when the price action actually comes and hits the red line here. The question is, what should you do here? Well, quite clearly, it all depends on your time horizon. And if you're like me, you want to hold the Bitcoin price to the top until we get to the exit indicators, which are the 111 daily moving average over the 350 daily moving average. then you've got nothing to worry about. You're going to just ride it through. Or you may want to trade this particular move that when the price action hits the red line, you're going to sell a proportion of your portfolio with a view to buying back before it goes back up again. Obviously, that's a risky thing to do. There is a lot of risk involved in that because it's quite clear that with Bitcoin, anything can happen and we may not even get a rejection here and we may just power through here. But that's the risk you have to take, and that's the risk reward mindset that everybody has. I can't give you financial advice, but I know that I'm just going to hold it through with a view to taking it up to the end of the bull market, and that's the next decision for me that's left. Okay, moving on to NEO. I gave you this tip when it was $24, and I said that as soon as we break this neckline of this cup and handle, this cup, the handle, and then the price was coming back to retest this neckline, and I said that as soon as we break this, we will be going to double and treble within 3 to 4 weeks. Well, as you can see with the price, it's already more than doubled from the 24 line, so we're well over the $48 mark, and it's been as high as 55, 56, around the 55, 56 mark. So let's just wait and see, but our next target is obviously the old all-time high at 209. And last video, I gave you my overall target for NEO at $3,000. So let's wait and see. If you've taken this trade when I gave you the tip, and I know from the comment section, quite a few of you have done, so well done and congratulations for making this trade. Let's hope you get a lot more in the next few months with NEO. If you want to support the channel, then please click on any of my videos, and then below the videos you'll find a box called Show More, which gives you a description box, and in that description box is the affiliate link with Etoro that I have. So I partner up with Etoro because that's the main exchange I use for all my investments. These are the reasons why I tend to use Etoro. It's a very simple exchange to use in terms of depositing money and withdrawing the money, as well as trading if that's what you want to do, as well as for long-term investing, which is what I tend to do. So if you want to support the channel, please click on the partnership link, and then what you'll do is you'll get this box here, and then you can basically put your username, email and password and just fill in the form there. If you like any of my videos and you find value in them, then please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Okay, moving on to Ethereum, and if you've been watching my videos over the last 6 months at least, you'll know that I've been showing you this particular chart over and over and over again, especially when we were around here in the middle of last year, and I drew these channels, these pink channels. I said that once we break out of this particular pink channel, which we did over here, then we will be into the parabolic phase towards our long-term target at the end of this bull market of 21,450. If you've been with me for over a year and a half, when I first started, I used to give this particular target for Ethereum on my whiteboard in the old days, the good old days. So this target I've never ever changed. What I want to cover today is basically that just like Bitcoin, when we get to the top and we then take our profits, the price is going to obviously have a correction somewhere around here, down to somewhere down these levels down here. Now, the question is, at what point will the Ethereum price correct down to? And I'm going to show you a long-term trend line which indicates the exact bottom of that bear market for Ethereum next year. As you know, the top for the Ethereum in the last cycle was around about a month after the Bitcoin top off in December 2017, and Ethereum topped off in January 2018. So that was a month after Bitcoin. Now, if you're like me and want to play safe, then as soon as Bitcoin tops off, anywhere around where Ethereum is going to be around here, then the safest bet is to take your profits and let somebody else take the risk for that extra month should that price continue for another month, Remember, we've only got one data point for this to have happened, so it's not very strong. Yes, the price can continue for a little bit longer than Bitcoin, but would you really want to take the risk? I certainly wouldn't, and everybody has to assess their own risk-reward ratio and what their mindset is to play that strategy. But for me, as soon as Bitcoin tops off, I'm taking my profits off the table here with Ethereum. Now, the question is, just like Bitcoin, I've given you a target for the bear market down here of about 40,000. What is the target for Ethereum here? And the way to do it is very simple. What we want to do is to find the bottom of the next Ethereum market. So we can plan ahead that when we sell over here, we have a price at which we can buy back at the lowest possible price. To do that, we need to have two markers. What we know about Ethereum is that it came out around June 2016. This is this pink line here. And this green line is the price at which it came on the exchanges. And that was at $3 per coin. And if we take this line, this is where the magic happens. You take this line here, which was the resistance, resistance, resistance here before it broke through. So it's a very significant resistant line, and a line that has actually been relevant right from its inception here. So if you take it from where it started, take it all the way through, you can see quite clearly support, support and resistance here, resistance, 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 and then a breakthrough. So what happens if you elongate that line continuously? So if you take this line here from its inception in 2016 all the way through to that point, you can see quite clearly, because it's such a relevant line over such a long period of time. So by the time we get to here, the price for Ethereum is going to find support along this particular line. So once we take our profits around these levels, the price is going to move its way down and find support here for the next bear market bottom. And that price could be anywhere around here, around 4,000, 5,000, wherever it hits the line here, along this line, that's where the bottom of the Ethereum chart is going to be. So keep this video for the next 2 to 3 years and keep coming back to it. And when you see the price for Ethereum hit this trend line here, you know that you're going to be approximately at the bottom. Please remember, no one can ever get the top or the very bottom of any asset. Nobody can do that. The main thing is to get the majority of your profits. And this line will help you to at least get the bottom of the market. Yes, the price can fall down a little bit. It doesn't really matter. You can dollar cost average along this line. But the main thing is to know that this line here is extremely relevant to Ethereum. If you found that interesting and of value, then please hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. Coming back to the current price update in the short term, the current price action is forming this symmetrical triangle. As you can see quite clearly, the price is about to break out of this symmetrical triangle. Which way it'll break, we don't really know. All we know is that if Bitcoin was to actually have a correction at that red line around the 58.5, 59, 60,000 level, then the probability is that we're going to break down with Ethereum. If Bitcoin continues past the red line, we're going to have a break up for the Ethereum price. Only time will tell, but we're coming very, very close to a breakout here. And usually it would have broken out, usually breaks out within about 70% of any symmetrical triangular pattern. And we should have broken out around here, but it's obviously going right towards the end here. But it's absolutely imminent that we're about to break out. The current price is at 1964. Our target is around the 21,450 level. Let's wait and see. It's getting very exciting. There's a lot of dynamics that are going on in the charts currently. Okay, so we'll wrap it up there. Thank you once again for watching. Very much appreciated. I hope you found value in the video. And if you did, please remember to like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell. And if you want to leave any comments, questions or suggestions, then please leave them in the comments below. Until the next time, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.